Hi guys, just got home from work. Well, walking is great. Walking is exercise. So, kumusta? So, update. I will be doing this segment.
I recall it as the third time we met. My heart recollects the way I held you close and counted each breath as we slept. I dreamt about possible outcomes of the situation, but it's...
Thank you, John, for that amazing introduction that I wrote. So if you hear something awesome, you hear something amazing, I want to encourage you. You can clap, you can cheer, you can jump up on your chairs, you can throw me money. I would prefer the notes because the coins hurt. So I've been thinking a lot about today, and very quickly let me tell you a little bit more about my background. I come from that little island under mainland Australia called Tasmania. My mum is Indian, based in Kolkata in India. My father is Scottish, born in Edinburgh in Scotland. Now I'm one of 11. So there's 7 boys and 4 girls. Huge family, right? I'm also an uncle 38 times. I've got 38 nephews and nieces. But I'm thinking, how can I add value to you? You know, this is my very first time ever in the Philippines. Yet I have spoken all over the world, but I'm thinking, how can I add value? Now let me share with you first of all this. A lot of the time we focus on what we do. And most people in this room know what you do each and every day. If I had a one-on-one conversation with you and said, what do? You could answer it quite easily. Most of us in this room know how we do it. How do we create the results that we create each and every day? But my whole obsession has been this whole area of why. Why do you do what you do? Why do you wake up of a morning each and every day? What is your cause, your belief, and why should anyone care? So today I'm going to take you on a bit of a journey of discovery in our own life, but mainly our why. And I'm going to do this through one particular way, and it's through the power of story. Stories emotionally move us. They inspire us. They even transform our thinking. We all love going to the movies. We all love reading a great novel. So today I'm just going to tell you lots of stories. And these stories are funny, I'll make you laugh, but other stories are quite deep and meaningful and emotional. But my hope is, over the next 15 to 20 minutes, that I'm going to evoke you to show up each and every day in a greater version of yourself through these stories. My very first story is this, is that a number of years ago, I won this award. It was the Young Australian of the Year. It's the highest honour of any Australian 30 years and under. So here I am, I won this award and they flew me through to the capital of Australia, Canberra, yeah? So here I am in Canberra and I'm about to meet the Australian Prime Minister. It was Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. But I'm thinking to myself, what can I do in order for the Prime Minister of Australia to remember me? Because as you know, Prime Minister of Australia has probably met hundreds of people, as if he remembers everyone that he meets. So I had one of my prosthetic arms on. Now you need to realise, later on I'm going to tell you how I lost my arm. But I've got different types of prosthetic arms. So I've got this one arm for playing golf. I've also got another prosthetic arm for playing 8-ball. I've even got the swimming arm, so it's a little flipper. But I've also got like a bionic arm. So my bionic arm is the most advanced bionic arm in the world right now. It is the only one in the southern hemisphere. It's worth over $120,000 US. And get this, I program it with my iPhone 7. Seriously, I have an app for my arm. And get this, if you downloaded the app and through Wi-Fi, you could control my hand. But anyway, so I'm about to meet the Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd, but I had my like a cosmetic arm on. So my hand looks exactly the same as my normal hand, right? So if I wear a long sleeve jacket on, which I was on the day, you can't notice that I have a prosthetic arm because it looks exactly the same. So here I am, Glenn McGrath, Adam Gilchrist, few other famous people were there. And I'm walking up to the Prime Minister of Australia. He sees me, he comes over to me to come and say hello and also to shake my hand. Again, he didn't notice at all that I had a prosthetic arm. As the Prime Minister of Australia went to shake my hand came off into his hand. And so Glenn McGrath, Adam Gilchrist, Rose McManus, they saw what was happening and they just started cracking up laughing. The world's media came in, they saw what was happening, taking photos of me like this. Prime Minister Kevin Rudd standing there, holding my hand. In his Australia Day speech, the Prime Minister of Australia, he said, look, today we're surrounded by very significant Australians. We have Aboriginal elders, we have community leaders, we have sports heroes. But nothing can ever beat the intro I had to Sam this morning. Because when you meet Sam, it's an extraordinary experience. Because when you shake his hand, he will leave his hand in your hand. And the Prime Minister of Australia, in his Australia Day speech, then looked over to me and he goes, and thanks Sam, I'm still recovering from therapy today. Now I tell you this story because I wanted to stand out. There was a time in my life where I didn't want to stand out. I remember a few years ago I had this major car accident. I lost my arm and I wrecked my leg. The doctor said I'll never be able to walk ever again. And I remember when I did start to walk, I had this big long stiff leg and I only had one arm. And when I was walking along the street, everyone used to stare at me. And I didn't like it. There was even this one time when I was walking through an airport and there was a lot of teenagers and they were pointing at me, staring at me and laughing at the way that I looked. And I felt unloved. I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like no one liked me. Because here I am, I live with a disability and I stand out. And I didn't like it. I felt like I wasn't good enough. And then navigating through this whole journey of self-discovery and start accepting who I am and not worrying about all what the world thinks of me, but starting to like the person that looked back at me in the mirror. At first I didn't like it, but nowadays, you know what I do? I look myself in the mirror and I'm thinking, how you doing? I like me! I like me. I'm not here to try and find acceptance from everyone else. I don't care if you don't like me because I like me.
I like you too, Sam!
So, a few years ago, I was working for the Australian federal government as a youth futurist. So basically predicting trends when it came to young people. And my disclaimer to you is this, ready? I'm uneducated in the traditional sense, which means this. I never finished high school. I've never sat an exam before in my entire life. I do not have a university degree at all. So I failed at English. Yet today I've written 7 books, including a New York Times international bestseller. And not only that, I also do not have a university degree, yet I've now spoken in 15 different universities around the world, including Harvard. So I'm telling you this, not to try and impress you, but to prove to you that if you have a mindset and a psychology that says no matter what, I'm going to be the greatest version of myself and not worry about what other people think of me, then you can achieve anything at all that your heart's desire. So here I am. I was driving along in a car and I was in the prime of my life. Married, 2 kids, had the great job with the Australian federal government, a government job. They gave me a car, a laptop, a house, they gave me everything. So here I am in this amazing job and I'm driving along and I fell asleep. I veered over the other side of the road and I had a 206-kilometre head-on collision with a semi-trailer truck. I'll give you an idea of the impact. The steering wheel of my car was underneath the passenger seat. My elbow was ripped from my arm, was 25 metres away from the car. Actually, between just above my elbow, my wrist was just completely taken out. I also had 6 broken ribs, lacerated liver puncture. Both of my lungs had collapsed at the same time. I broke my hip, I lost my entire quad on the road, I lost a lot of my femur, lost my kneecap, broke my fibula, broke my ankle. Actually, get this right now inside my leg, I have 2 metal rods, I have 4 plates, and I'll have 21 bolts, 21 screws inside my leg. I've probably got more metal in my leg than what I do normal bone. You should see the x-rays. Actually, you should see me go through airports. You know, you walk through an airport and, you know, those little halo things, the metal detector walk, and then the security guards, they come up to you and they've got those little handheld things, you know, like, here I am, It doesn't help when I have a beard and a turban on. You know, one of the hardest things for me was when I woke up from being on life support and I was in a state of denial. This hasn't happened to me, it's okay, I'm in this really bad nightmare, I'm going to wake up from this dream. For 2 days, look Sam, you haven't really lost your arm, you haven't really wrecked your leg, it's okay, you're in this movie, it's going to end soon, you're in this nightmare, it's going to finish. For 2 days, I was in a complete and utter state of denial. And then realising what had happened, I remember going through pillow after pillow, just simply for my tears. And it wasn't because I was sad for me, I was sad that my kids would have to grow up with a disabled father.
This Sam, actually, I was kind of in a slump this past few days, knowing na, yeah, I started the vlog dahil maraming inspiration. We all had and have inspirations to make it through our everyday lives. This just proves that we humans need each other. Malagpasan natin lahat ng mga hurdles na nakikita natin. Feel accomplished and be accomplished, yun lang yung importante. So, I wasn't really into getting in front of the camera at all. Medyo sakto lang sa pagsa-selfie. I prefer really being the photographer or the videographer. And time goes by and we always have these moments that we evaluate ourselves. We would now be thinking of our heroes, our inspirations. And this would be the Sam. He's a new inspiration. Noong mga last few weeks na medyo tumatambay ako sa YouTube because I was subscribed in Ate Elogia's channel. So then, nung napapadalas yung punta niya sa LA for premieres ng Spider-Man Homecoming, nakita ko si Kuya Will. And then suddenly, nag-ano sila na check out Kuya Will's channel, ganyan-ganyan for other parts of the event, blah blah blah. Then, I know him from PBB. Actually, na-intrigue ako sa kanya sa PBB pa lang kasi I mean like, he's so funny and then cheerful. So, check out ko yung channel niya. Tapos, cool niya sa pag-vlog. Then, sinabi niya na inspiration niya si Kuya Casey, vlogger na taga New York. Kaka-subscribe ko lang sa kanya yesterday. So, yun. So, that will be my inspirations as of now. And then, this Sam. And they always say to us to make a difference every day. Be positive, make a difference, like change the world through little things. Wait, gawa ko yun. So, madami nagsasabi, paano ba maging positive kung palaging namang may shit happen? Actually, shit doesn't happen almost every time of our life. Minsan madalang, minsan medyo madalas, pero hindi palagi. Kaya lang, itong shit happens na to, we just use this as an excuse. Where in fact, nasa mindset lang din natin yan. About dun sa I was in a slump statement, medyo napaisip ako kasi parang masyadong random yung mga vlogs ko. Like, walang topic. That's why I got into the concept of the actually segment. Actually, madali lang maging positive kahit na merong shit happens. Just be in your mindset. Just always be positive. Laging, sabi ko sa sarili ko, may mga tao lagi na nandyan para sa'yo. In every struggle. I commented that dun sa bagong vlog ni Kuya Will na it's good to have someone while crossing over the hurdles in our everyday lives.
Hey guys, Sam Cawthorne here. My greatest encouragement to you all is not to focus on looking good and avoid looking bad, but realise that you are on this planet to make a difference. It's one or the other, it's your choice.
Where my heart's beating, earth is crashing. I'm faster to this fascination, exhilarating being. Intertwined with you finds my soul liberated. The whole cosmos fails to bear the love in me. Let's rendezvous at Cassiopeia to share our discovery.